Hi, I'm Rob from HopZine.com. Thanks for joining me for another video beer review. And this time we're going to be looking at a beer from Southern Tier Brewing Company in Lakewood, New York. It is a bottle of their porter, dark, robust porter, as it says on the top of the label. It doesn't say on the bottle itself, but it is 5.6%, I'm told. So it's been a while since I've had a good porter. So how do you define a porter, really? I think in this day and age, I think that distinction's been lost a bit. What's the difference between a porter and a stout? A brewer friend of mine once told me that it's more a matter of a porter should be weaker and hoppier. So, but I've had a lot of hoppy stouts. So, but isn't that a black IPA? Anyway, Southern Tier Porter, 5.6%. Let's get this in the glass. It's not looking super thick, but then again, I guess that's the point, isn't it? Stout is thick, that big kind of velvety consistency to it. A porter should be the kind of the little brother of that style, really. Anyway, so really nice dark beer. I'll hold it up to the light. I'm getting a touch of ruby around the edges, really dark ruby around the edges. Little kind of thin, quite bubbly head, fizzy bubbly head on that. Kind of slightly off-white, kind of slightly, a bit like a dark eggshell colour, but a nice looking beer. It's like get my nose in. That's really nice. It reminds me, cause I'm a home brewer, so it reminds me of when you open up your mash tun after you've been after it's been mashing for about an hour, and you're greeted with this fresh aroma of stewed malts, I guess. So that grain's been steeping in that liquor. Yeah, it smells, actually, once again, from home brewing, when you open up a bag of grain, that's what it smells like, just like it. A combination of it, like a nice bit of Marisol, or maybe a bit of crystal, and a bit of chocolate malt, and a bit of black malt or something. I don't know what's in this. It says on the label, brewed with 2 varieties of hops, 5 types of malts. So yeah, obviously your base for your beer will be at least like 70% pale 2-row, a bit of chocolate maybe, yes, and some dark malt, some caramel malt or whatever. But as you can see, looks great. But yeah, that kind of fresh wort smeller, sweet and malty. I guess that's my point. Sweet and malty. Bit like a malt loaf. Bit kind of like a natural cola drink. Oh, but that's sweet. It's the smell of the wheatiness of the grain, coupled with that kind of release of sugars, with a nice kind of more kind of roasted quality in the background. But it's really nicely tempered. That it's, as I said, it's really nicely quite grainy and sugary and nicely burnt. Excuse me, but not kind of over the top. It's not kind of licorice and that kind of thing. Anyway, cheers. Wow, that's really interesting. That's quite thin, but then again, it's a porter. Should it be that viscous? Really, not really. Quite clean, and then it starts opening up. Get the crust of brown bread just there as you keep swallowing. Get quite a nice little hop quality there. See, I've never really been that knowledgeable of the kind of hops you put in a dark beer. The only stout I've made, I put in East Kent Goldings, but I doubt you're going to put EKG in a beer from New York. I'm sure there's some interesting hops in there. Maybe something like Willamette, something that's not too heavily bitter and not too full on the alpha acids, really. Clean, crisp, bit of caramel there, and as you swallow you get that brown bread crust and this nice hot bite to it. It's that hot bite that comes nicely coupled with like a nice roasted coffee, and there is a hint of coffee in there. Yeah, hops there, and then falls off maybe like treacle, molasses, but a really thirst quenching porter, really. Nice body to it. It's an enjoyable drink. As I said, it's not a stout, so it shouldn't be all velvety and full of oats and roasted barley and stuff. It's really nicely balanced. But that nose, it does remind me of a brew day stood in my kitchen. Anyway, such an interesting aroma. I've never experienced that in my entire life. Anyway, a very solid porter from Southern Tier. Again, I mean, it's a good brewery. What can you do? They brew some fantastic stuff. Anyway, as it says, dark, robust porter. And then in big letters, porter. And it's from Southern Tier Brewing Company, Lakewood, New York, 6.5% ABV. I mean, it's a really nice beer. I mean, it's not going to turn the world upside down. And I guess when you look at websites like Rate Beer and Beer Advocate, all the ones that get really high ratings are all the big stouts, which are like 10 to 12%, with loads of complexity and big double IPAs with a ridiculous amount of bitter hops in it. But then beers like this get overlooked because they're simple and they fulfill a task. It's a nice roasted porter with a really interesting nose, and I'm going to enjoy this, and I'm sure you would too. Anyway, thanks for joining me for another video beer review. I'll see you soon. Cheers.